Hey everyone, my name is Caleb Hurt, and I believe that motivation is a huge part to making me who I am today and bringing me where I am to go tomorrow. I now, after being in this class, I'm able to see the different psychological perspectives as to how motivation shifted that and changed my life on a different route. And so I went to college and I was studying graphic design. I was selling t-shirts with this own business that I made, t-shirts that I designed, a clothing brand called Turn Vertical. It was super small, but a great first project for me. And then I came to find my love in filmmaking. The big problem here was I was going to school in Indiana, which is probably the absolute worst place you want to be if you want to do something creative. So I actually knew this guy from my hometown in Michigan who was 2 years younger than me, and after high school he ditched everything, got in his car, moved to LA, and started pursuing his dream of filmmaking. And from the get, he was doing amazing things, things that I honestly envied and was jealous of because I wanted to do that myself, but I was stuck in the cycle. And one day he drops this YouTube video, and it just showcased the past couple of months that he had experienced in LA. And I got to this turning point where I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. So I decided to pack my bags and head to LA to pursue my dream. And oddly enough, my school in Indiana had a study abroad program in LA that I got accepted to that was a filmmaking program, even though my major was in media communications. And after being in LA for a couple months, I decided to ditch the school in Indiana. I started taking online classes here. And in the process, I've got to work with some amazing brands like Twitter, the MLB, Movement Watches, and a few more, and artists like Cody Johns and the Chainsmokers. And so it's been a huge blessing. But after spending, about a year in LA, things started to shift again for me motivation-wise, because I realized that this wasn't really me. I've been a Christian, a sold-out Christian for since I was 18, so I'm 21 now, so 3 years. But God really got a hold of my life and asked me what I was doing, what I was chasing. And it was through a process with a lot of people and experiences with the Lord that I decided to drop everything in LA and use my skills in filmmaking for the Lord. And because I've seriously found no greater fulfillment and no greater purpose in anything else in life other than knowing Jesus, and I want other people to know that, and so I want to use my skills for that. And so I'm still doing projects to provide for myself financially, but in the process of doing that as well, I'm also the creative director at Every Heart Ministries, and hopefully I'll be able to do that long term. Though this is my story, I want to break down the motivational theories in which I've seen in this course, because I believe there's a definite correlation between those theories and things that I've seen in my life. And so starting back to the first grain of motivation that got me to move to Hollywood in the first place. And I would say the big theory within this was the expectancy theory, and it was super alive. Why? Because I could almost taste the future, right? I expected a specific amount of results in success if I moved to Los Angeles and met the right people. And so I had this expectancy of what I would achieve if I moved there, and that helped push me forward. And another thing that I would say is every single day I would reevaluate my goals, and I'd stay laser focused on what I was trying to achieve because of those expected results. At the same time though, I also saw at a deeper sense, if we look at extrinsic motivation, that I was really extrinsically motivated by fame because I wanted to be famous. I wanted people to know my name and what I do. And man, that's so selfish, but honestly, that's what I was chasing. And so that was what I would believe I would find fulfillment in at the time. And so looking at that extrinsic motivation piece, that's kind of what got me there. Now, at the same time, I was intrinsically motivated by this sense that I wanted to love my job, right? I felt that if I was doing these things, specifically I wanted to do travel videography and travel the world, doing video. And so I believed that if I was doing that I'd be fulfilled and have this job satisfaction intrinsically. And so that's what pushed me in that. Now, if we look from Pink's suggestions, I also saw the autonomy in my life as I had this desire to make this happen for myself and that I could just do it myself. I'm a very go-to person, so the fact that I was given the opportunity to just go out and get it for myself is something that I wanted. And I also wanted to be one of the best, which is why I also saw the other bubble of mastery in my life and wanted to get better and better and better because I wanted to be one of the best for myself again, so that I could be well known and people be like, wow, your work's amazing, things like that. Now, when my life flipped and I decided to give those selfish dreams over to the Lord and let Him work in my life, I now was intrinsically motivated by wanting to know God for who He is, because now it's just like I just want to know Him, and I'm intrinsically motivated by that piece of belonging to Him. And now knowing His goodness, I want to tell others about that. And so outside of motivational theories, I believe that the Holy Spirit has instilled this love for other people that I really can't do a ton on my own. I mean, He loves everyone so much, and through me, He's given me this love for other people that I just want people to see their purpose in life, see what they were created for, this relationship with God, because there's nothing like it. And so if I was to connect this to motivational theories, however, I would say that Maslow's pyramid and the ERG theory are two, we work up the pyramid, right? But it's God who has kind of fulfilled every single need on that pyramid for me. And so that's what brought me to that motivation and that fulfillment, right, and that purpose. And so in regards to Pink's suggestions, again, in this new form of motivation in my life, I'd say the biggest piece out of Pink's suggestions is the purpose, because I'm a part of this story that is so much bigger than who I am. And so being part of something that is so much bigger than me is just that sense of belonging and purpose. And I'm honestly so blessed, thankful, and honored that I get to be a part of a story in which I can put my skills into the mix to bring glory to the Lord. The first is Proverbs 16:9, which says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." And so I love this verse because it just shows that God has given us free will to make decisions. And I love that. I mean, looking back at Pink's suggestions again in the autonomy, it's like, man, we have like this open space, right, where we get to make decisions and do things. But at the same time, if we're surrendered to the Lord, I mean, He's going to lead your path straight and He's going to direct you where you need to go, because He's a good Father. That's so good. And I love that's what that verse is saying. And so the second that I picked was Psalms 57:2, which says, "I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills His purpose for me." And so when I see that last part of that verse that says, "To God who fulfills His purpose for me," it just shows that this is what I was created for. This is my purpose. This is why I get to wake up every single day, is because I get to have a relationship with the Lord, the God of the universe, and He died for me, He loves me, and He set me free. And so just living out of that purpose motivates me, right? It's that second piece. And so those were my two scriptures. I love them because they continually motivate me to get after it each day and live out my fullness in life and what God has created for me. And so to finish this off, I hope you enjoy this montage of some of the footage I captured over the past year here in LA. See ya. Why do I create? Man, I want to make experiences come to life on the screen.